Welcome to today's video, and today's video is about a topic that literally no YouTuber, no self-help YouTuber or guru covers, and it is impulse control. What is impulse control? Impulse control is, how what it says in the name, it is controlling your impulses, the urges you get, the feelings you get. And most of the YouTubers don't tell you about this is because they want you to keep going back to them, because if they give you the whole information, you're going to not need them. So just they keep giving you the tip of the iceberg, and you have to keep going back to them, and you realize the trap eventually, but by the time you do it, it's late. The difference between them and me is that I am a student, an brown Asian student, and I am a teenager, and I understand the responsibilities that I have. So basically, there's no difference between me and you. The only difference is I am giving you knowledge here which you can utilize to make your life better. And it is not about whether a man or woman is watching this, male or a female. If you want to become the best version, you can listen to the video. Alright, and let's get to the topic. And the topic is impulse control. Impulse control, as it says in the name, is controlling your urges, whether it's related to fapping, diet, or scrolling. Alright, so this is a perspective that I've gained by researching on ancient Hindu and Indian scriptures, and it's about that, that you let your feelings be there and you surf the feelings. Alright, it is known as surfing the feelings. So basically, whenever you get an urge, you let that urge or impulse stay there instead of suppressing it. The more you suppress it, the stronger it gets. Whether it's, it's same with rebels, and rebelling. As soon as you try to control them, it, you know, gets stronger. The urge to rebel gets stronger. Similarly, whether you have an urge or an impulse to fap or eat some bullshit, you serve the emotion or the feeling or the urge instead of suppressing it. So here's what you do, and listen carefully. This is simple, alright? Whenever you get an urge or a feeling or an impulse to do something you're not supposed to do, whether it is eating bullshit, watching corn, or any sort of that, you surf the feeling. You think about that feeling in a third perspective and let the feeling be there instead of suppressing it. The mistake that most people do is whenever they get the urge, they try to shush it down and suppress it. Instead of that, whenever you get an urge, you start thinking about it in a third person perspective, and you write the feeling, you serve the feeling. All right, for example, now if I look at this, this is coffee, but imagine this is a soft drink. All right, and you randomly see it in the fridge and you get a urge to drink it, but then you think about the urge from a third perspective, that why do I need to drink this? Is this because I just saw it in the fridge? And be hard with yourself, be true with yourself. So most people will be like, it's all right, you can drink it, then you can work it out, don't, that's bullshit. Be real with yourself. You look at the soft drink, you be like, why the fuck do you need that? You're just a pussy. It has so many calories and sugar, it's not worth it. So just shut the fuck up. You need to tell your brain to shut the fuck up, that's all. And keep in mind that every feeling, every urge is temporary. Every feeling and every urge is temporary. You're not going to have the feeling of fapping for your whole life if you get it on a random Sunday evening. It's not going to be there with your whole life. So the things to note, all right, if you're watching this video, sit down with a notepad. The things to note is point number one, that feelings and urges are temporary. So whenever you get a urge, you ride the urge, you let it be there. And when I mean you let it be there, it does not mean that if you're getting the feeling of fapping, you fap and be like, oh, it's still there. I was riding the urge, Zubair. It does not work like that. Please, you're not that dumb. All right. So you ride the urge. And the number third, the most important point is you think about the urge in a third perspective. So, as I told you, you need to be real while thinking about it. So, if you get the urge to drink or eat something you're not supposed to, you think about it in a third perspective, that I don't need it. It's just my mind. It's just an urge. It's temporary, and the only reason I want to drink it or eat it is because it is in front of me. That's it. By the time you think about it in that way, the urge is gone and you start doing the task or think about something else. And in with the help of these simple 3 points, you're able to control your impulses and urge. But these self-help YouTubers seem to, what should I say, make it so difficult and make it such a big deal that you keep going back to them. So the only difference between me and them is that I can literally relate to you. I am you. I am a student. I have responsibilities, all the pressure you can imagine. I am you, but instead of crying, I have found a way. All right. So listen to my videos because it is very helpful and I can relate to you, and I can keep crying on about how I can relate to you. But all these 3 points that I have mentioned is very simple. That number one, whenever you get a urge or a impulse, you know it's going to be temporary. All right, temporary. Urge is temporary. And number two, that whenever you get a urge, instead of suppressing it, you let the urge or impulse be there and you surf it. All right, point number two. And point number three is that whenever you get an urge, you think about it in third perspective. Boom. That's all you need to do. All right, and that's all in this video. And the power of thinking, whenever you get an urge or an impulse, the power of thinking comes from meditation. I've talked about this in almost every video that I've made, and it is a simple concept. Meditation, you focus on your breath while your eyes closed, trying to keep your trying to be in a sensory deprived situation. So you cut out the bullshit noise. If you're outside, it's all right, it's good. But if you're in your room, you switch off the fan or AC because you don't get that noise, and you close your eyes so that you are not getting any visual inputs, and then you focus on your breath. And whenever you get distracted while doing meditation, you come back to a silence point where your mind was. That's all meditation is, and it will definitely help you during impulse control. And impulse control is not something like no fab 30 days impulse control I will do, after that I'm impulse. I don't know what the fuck you're going to think, but it's not like that. It's about everyday life, and slowly this urges and this impulse, although they come because it is inevitable, it will become so easy to control them. It's like child's play, piece of cake, whatever metaphor you want to use. And before ending the video, I want to address a misconception about self improvement, that there are, I think, only there are females in the self improvement circle, but mostly the men are hyped up, and I don't know why women think that self improvement is for men. Whereas, as being a student, I know both male and female students have the equal amounts of pressure and responsibility and struggles. So my self improvement content will help both men and women. And feel free to DM me on my Insta if you have anything that's troubling you or anything you need advice on. And that's it for the video. Impulse control, 10 points. Temporary urges are temporary. Number two, you serve the feeling or the urge instead of suppressing it. And number three, third person. Think about it in a third perspective, that I don't need it. Why do I need to drink this shit? It's only because I saw it. And be real while you're doing with it. Be real with yourself while you're thinking about it in third perspective. So that's all about this video. Impulse control, an easy topic. There are going to be more videos on mind control, taking control of your mind. So if you want, I'll make a video which has all the points in one video. For example, impulse control is one of them. I can make a video where it contains mind control as a topic, and it contains all the 4 points like impulse control, etc. Or I can make single videos. Comment or DM me what you want to see. All right, goodbye.